This is the lesson for 12.3. Today I'm going to teach you how to derive the area of a circle by using a circle inscribed in polygons with increasing number of sides. We do this so that you can see the relationship between polygons and circles. Just like yesterday, that portion is going to be done in your book during your work time. So what I'm going to go over with you right now is then how to use those formulas. So we're going to the back side of the boxes and bullets that we did yesterday. Okay, so this time we're talking about area. And again, I'm going to use an R for radius, a D for diameter, a capital A for area. And my area formula is area equals pi times radius squared. So very similar to yesterday. When I'm given the radius and I'm asked to find the area, here's my formula. Now it says substitute the known quantities. Area equals pi 3.14 times my radius squared. Okay, in order of operations, there's work to be done over here. I need to do my exponents first. So 3.14 comes down. 45, this does not mean 45 times 2, it means 45 times 45, and that's 2025. Now if we multiply, and see how I just continue to work down, I get 6,358.5, and its area, remember area is filling in, so it's meters, but it's meters squared to fill in. Okay, now I'm being given a diameter. I need to find the area, so I'm using the area formula. So I write the formula, and I need to determine the value of R. So if the diameter is 3, that means my radius is going to be 1.5 centimeters because radius is half the length of the diameter. So I can say area equals 3.14 times 1.5 squared. Now this is the same problem as we had up above. Follow order of operations. 1.5 times 1.5 is 2.25. So we have pi and area. Now when we multiply 3.14 times 2.25, I get the area equals 7.065, or if we round it to the nearest hundredth, 7.0, this would go up to a 7 because this is 5 or bigger. And again, it's area, so my units need to be squared. That's a very important piece for your precision. Okay, now here they give me the area, they're asking me to find the radius. So given the area, I'm using the area formula, so I write the formula. Substitute in known quantities. So area, place of A, I put 113.04 equals pi 3.14 r squared. Okay, so now I solve my equation. So there's no work to be done on either side of the equals, so I am ready to railroad track. So I divide each side by 3.14. When we divide, we get 36 equals, and I have r squared here. Now this is one thing we haven't done when we've solved equations, but think about what we always do. We're always undoing our operations. So I need to think about how to undo, or what is the opposite of a squared. So what this is asking me is what number times itself would give me 36? Well, I know that 6 times 6 is 36. But here's how we mathematically show it. Just like on each side I had to show divide by 3.14 to each side, I need to show how do I get rid of a squared. How I get rid of it is I take the square root. So if I take the square root of one side, I take the square root of another. So this means really r times r. When you take the square root of it, it's for every 2 you see underneath, 1 comes out. So this is really equal then to just r. So the square root of r squared is r. And I could look at the 36 the same way. I could say square root of 36 is really square root of 6 times 6. For every 2 underneath, 1 comes out. So that's how I end up with 6. But again, have to tend to precision. I need a label. Remember, area is in square units, but a radius is just a straight dimension. So this would just be 6 feet. Okay, let's try one more here. So the area they give me, I'm trying to find a diameter. I don't even see diameter in my formula, but if I can find a radius, I can find a diameter. So let's substitute in what we know. Place of A, 530.66. Place of pi, 3.14. I don't know the radius. I'm going to railroad track and solve. I can divide each side by 3.14, and I get 169 equals r squared. Now again, just like up above, I need to undo the squared. If I take the square root, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Square root of r squared gives me just r. 13 times 13 gives me this quantity, so the square root of this is equal to 13. Now that doesn't answer the question. They wanted diameter. Well, I know if I look at a circle, that's the radius, 13. So that makes this 13, which makes my diameter 26. So the diameter would be 26, and again I need a label. Area was in square inches, so the diameter is in inches. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the most difficult kind of conversion that we can have you doing. And that's when you're given both, asked to find either the circumference or the area given the opposite. So in this first case, they're giving me the circumference, asking me to find the area. So they're giving me circumference. I need to start with the circumference formula. So here's my first step. It says write the formula that contains the given information. I'm given circumference. I don't want to start with the area formula because it's not going to help me. I need circumference. Now it tells me to substitute in. So in place of C, 21.98 equals 3.14 D. Now solve my equation. Railroad track, divide each side by 3.14, and I get 7 equals D. Now it says determine the value of R. Well, I know the radius is the diameter divided by 2. So that means my radius is going to be 3.5. So kind of need to find the radius because now I need to write the formula for the area of a circle. Area equals pi r squared. See, the diameter wouldn't have helped me now with the area formula. Now again, I'm going to substitute what I know. So because of this circumference, I was able to find the diameter. Because of the diameter, I can get the radius. Because of the radius, I can plug it in to get my area. Area equals 3.14 times the radius, 3.5 squared. Okay, follow order of operations. I need to first do my exponents. 3.5 times 3.5 is 12.25. Now if I multiply these two, I get 38.465, or if I want to round to the nearest hundredth, 38.4, this would go up to a 7 because this is 5 or bigger. And I need my label, so I have to think about it. What am I finding? Area. Area is squared units. My units are yards, so it's yards squared. And there would be my solution. So I had to actually use, if you look back on what we did at the start of today, we were talking all about area using the area formula every day. On the opposite side, yesterday, we used the circumference formula. Now on this third page, we're having to use both formulas. So let's try one more. This time I'm being given the area. See, this first one we were given the circumference. Now we're going to be given the area, so we just basically switched these two. I'm asked to find the circumference. So first I need to write the formula that contains the given information. Area is given. Area formula is area equals pi r squared. Step 2, substitute in. Area 1256 equals 3.14 r squared. Now it says solve your equation. Railroad track. Divide by pi. When I divide both sides by pi, I get 400 equals r squared. Remember, I need to undo the squared, so I need to take the square root of each side. When I take the square root, I get 20 equals r. Okay, I'm going to right away find the diameter. If the radius is 20, that's halfway across. That means the diameter is 40. So it said to solve our equation, then determine the value of the diameter. We just did. Now write the formula for circumference. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Substitute the known quantities. I don't know the circumference. I know pi, and I know the diameter is 40. Now I'm going to just multiply these two together, and I get 125.6, and I need a label. This area was square millimeters. Circumference isn't square. We're not filling in for circumference. We're just finding the distance around a circle. So this would just be millimeters. Okay, so the two formulas you're going to have memorized are these two right here. And we just use whichever one is appropriate for our problem. Circumference is pi times diameter. Area is pi times radius squared.